We're live.
All right.
No way.
I know.
Welcome
Bum,
to
bum, bum.
Vampires and Vitae. Thank you so much for joining us at our table yet again. We got a special treat. I'm a little bit surprised by it. I'm sure that you are as well. Maybe you don't even know the difference, but Margie's actually in front of us today.
I'm at the table.
Thank you. Yeah. You have no idea how much that cost us to do.
Yeah, right.
That's an expensive effect.
Yes.
the technology we
And
gotta
am I
use it.
correct in thinking that we got you for 2 weeks? Is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah.
That
I
is
should be here at the table next week too.
All right, so that
For
is
sure.
a lot of fun. We get
It is so different.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Right.
It is so different.
We get the luxury of having most of our players at our table, and we are more than welcome to, especially reach out to somebody that we love so much, like Margie. But there is just a difference in feel when you get everybody at the table, and you can feel that energy going around. Can we?
going.
Are you gonna go burrowing
No,
or?
I'm just gonna hit the button.
Oh, hit the button.
You get so excited about the opportunity to burrow.
I get-
It's still
Right?
my favorite thing.
That was fun.
It's still
The
my
good old
favorite
days.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, she
The
popped
good
up like a
old days.
gopher.
This is also the first time we had Sean and Margie at the table.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't
Yeah.
even know that you guys had never met in person before.
Yeah.
I hate that I missed your expression, you know?
I came around the corner. I was like, "Oh, snap."
I think I know who that is.
You're that person that's usually on a screen. Anyway, so we're a little bit punch drunk right now from a little bit of excitement. A lot of fun. Thank you for making the trip all the way to Ireland. I know that the only reason you came back is to play at the table.
Yes, of course it
For
is.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, the pool of vampires and Vitae. No, as we normally do, we'll just go around the table, talk a little bit about our characters and who we're playing at our table. Why don't we start off with Sean? Kai, tell us a little bit of who you're playing at my table today.
I am playing Kai, the Nosferatu, not so Iron Man like right now.
Well, you just
No
have
bueno.
very true.
He is having a hard time with his instruction manual.
Yeah, right. You only got the finished version, you know. Right?
Just, come
Yeah.
on, enhance.
Well, yeah, right. Well, this gesture does something. What the fuck, you know? Fantastic. Melinda, why don't you give us a little bit of background about who you're playing at my table today?
Yes, I'm playing Militissa, who was not pleased when Betty just went no to Betty, or to Elise. Militissa was not okay with that. Also, because we placed her on the throne of London, she owes us big time.
That's not the way she sees it currently.
Yeah, it's-
You've been gone.
It's the way I see it.
Yeah, well.
So I'm sure that that's going to play out very well.
Sure. We'll just keep this circle
How
going.
many alpha females can we get in a room?
Yeah, right?
right,
Let's
yeah.
see what happens.
Fair enough. Speaking of an alpha female, Margie, sitting at that table. Tell us a
Yay.
little bit about who you're playing at my table today.
I am playing Elise, and I am very curious what happened to her, where she's been. She's not one to normally be shushed or sent away. So,
Yeah.
She didn't have a choice.
right. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure she's loving every fucking second of it too.
Right. Roger. Give us a little bit of background about who you're playing at my table
Right.
today.
I am Bogey, the Nosferatu detective. And actually having kind of a good time. Just running around, killing shit,
Yeah, this is kind of cool.
trying to find clues about stuff and doing my job.
Yeah, you picked up a little bit of information from like your wolf totem, the creation of it, and all that jazz. So yeah, I mean, having Andy Warhol in the group was fantastic. Tyler, if you are watching, I know you're not, but you should be.
Watch it later.
Yeah, watch it later. All right, very cool. We're just going to jump in, and in fact, we're going to start from your perspective. That will catch you all the way up from last episode. Walking in and seeing this beautiful version of what paradise would be like on the beach, circa 1950s. You know, girls in the one pieces, you know, like not a lot of bikinis if they were. It was kind of very stylized. Seeing Betty, yes, there was apprehension. Yes, there was, man, I should have called her first. But you figured this would have been something that was glazed over. You went way, not just out of your way. You went to a whole different continent to drop off, to drop off a gangrel that was not invited, couldn't touch the soil. You said everything would be okay. Everything would be forgiven. Walking in, you saw a slightly different person. Looked like Betty. Definitely sounded like Betty. Wonderful shades like Betty if you're watching for the video. But a little bit high on her own supply. A little bit self-involved. The two men, the two individuals that she was using as her hand holders, I mean, like, sure, that'd be fun for bedroom play, but that wasn't something that she carried into her normal life. The dom-sub relationship in between you guys, yes, that's fun, but, like, enjoyable and taken very sacredly, but it was never, you never got shushed. You respect people. You guys have an understanding, not a demand. And she didn't ask you to shush, she shushed you. As that power goes in to explain and maybe ask, seeing all of this true and utter just gore of excess in front of you, you definitely had some thoughts about that. As you went to speak up, you got shh. And that caught in your throat, like when you see like a really touching part of a movie, you get that, you know, that tightening in your chest and you just can't get through what you were about to say. Set in. It's the first time she's ever used a discipline against you. You couldn't talk until you got all the way to being sent out of the room. A simple drink run, that's what you've been gone for 20 years. That's what she decided to spend her first couple moments with you doing? Andy Warhol was fun to see. I mean, it's been a while since you hung out with him, crazy motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be a party if Andy's involved. You may not get the joke until 3 years later, but there was a joke in there somewhere. He seemed to accept that this was the new world. All he wanted to do was go out and capture it. He wanted to see the chaos happening around the world. What he thought about Elysium was it was too clinical, too put together, too idealized for something that wasn't real. It just destroyed his aversion of having a artistic thought. Going into the actual shops, hospital, where they've had a long-standing supply of blood coming to Elysium. Place that you can get all of your specific taste. Vary before, like in season 2, where they've refined it to a science. This is actually taking somebody through the process. Yes, people get healed at different hospitals, but if they go through a little bit of accidental pain on the way, or maybe a specific, making them go to sleep first before they draw the blood, you're working on a lot of tastes. There's not a lot of people out right now that could be safely hunted. Getting these blood bags makes sense. But really, for your guys' group's talent? Andy, you saw the destruction of the two Setites in the very front of the hospital. A poor kid dropping down, trying to save his father. You saw the maddening eyes in the kid's eyes, knowing that this was somebody of very strong will. Andy taking a moment to almost be human, removing all of that pain from the child. Frank is also, you've met Frank, very large gentleman. Unfortunately, he was wearing a grass skirt and coconut bras to start off with, and brandishing a ukulele as if the club, and probably will kill this person after he leaves Elysium. If that guy ever leaves, he's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Mm-hmm. Putting up, you found Andy was able to locate where you probably think that the blood is. But there's little other pieces, little other things that he scratched out on his beautiful map. Kind of like an Esser painting, you know what I mean? Like, it's not exact, because he's Andy fucking Warhol. But you've seen other little, maybe problems along your path as you're walking past the door. And we'll start up right there. So, I mean, that kid was pretty fucking real, huh? I mean, I kind of liked him. Can we keep him like a pet?
I don't think that it is an option right now.
I mean, little dude. You could be like a squire.
He could be. He could also not be. I think right now he has other things to worry about, and quite frankly, we have a job to do for the prince.
Yeah, fair enough. I have to say, kid looked pretty talented. It took down a fucking Setite with a piece of rock and a scalpel.
I mean, that was pretty ferocious. I can't deny the kid that, but I don't know that this world is where he wants to be.
He did have a little bit of help.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean, it was ballsy.
fuck it. What is he, like 2? I don't know, kids' ages. He seemed to be like, he wasn't an infant. I mean, so I'm just saying it was impressive. I don't think he's a midget. Was he a midget?
No, definitely a child.
All right, because it's way less impressive if he was a midget.
Yeah, he was a child.
All right, good. Because, like,
The guy with the holes in his head, that was his father.
it could have been his partner. I don't want to judge.
No, I talked to the kid, that was his father.
Fair enough. All right. Well, still, pretty fucking impressive kid.
No doubt.
And he's like holding the map. I mean, Melitissa, you see that Frank he has it upside down.
Are we still in the hospital?
Yeah, you're still in the hospital. You
We're
haven't.
still on the first floor.
First floor, Andy had drawn a map. It is confusing. It is in a Escher way, you know what I mean? But, well, you know what? Why don't you, whoever wants to look at the map, why don't you give me a intelligence and investigation roll? And anyone can look at that.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this, Elise, this is when you finally feel like that caught in your throat feeling dissipate. You know what I mean? Like you've really, ugh.
2.
1. 1 because of ones.
1.
I can't
Because
remember. Yeah. God damn it.
I got 5 so far, but 4 of them were 10s.
Nice.
Jesus.
Go ahead, Raj.
Holy crap.
big whammy, or no whammy, no whammy.
Yeah.
There's no big whammy.
7.
7 all day. That's
So Bogey takes the map.
yeah, right? Yeah. Out of
an
Frank's.
investigator.
He takes it first. He like turns it right side up, and he goes, forget this. I'm going to take it around. You do at least enjoy seeing Andy's work again because you had 2 successes, right?
I did.
Yeah, staring long enough at it, you had been able to figure out that like he did like a from top like topical map for a 3D building. So
Am I getting sucked into it?
oh yeah,
It's not
it is.
music, but am I?
It's
Am I like?
it's like it's a little bit like the circle that keeps on going around in your mouse. You're like on your computer screen, and you look at your back of your hand, and you can see the image continue. Not completely, like you're not losing your senses, but it was nice to see Andy.
Right.
You wish you could have talked with him more. I mean, he was definitely.
I know
part
that
of-
would have been fucking cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like he wasn't part of your entourage, but he was another person of your level of a Toreador that you at least respected. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and you were silent, and he didn't say anything about it because that's just Andy's way. So, but it was nice to see him, and now that he's left, you have a moment of, oh, I really, fuck, man, Betty, that's shitty. You may see him again at Elysium, but it's kind of a missed opportunity. 7 fucking successes. Has to do with when he touched into you with his auspex and he gave you all that information. You got to kind of know the man. The little ticks and little moments that is within a person's eyebrow furrow is very telling about like who they are and what they want to do. You start to feel their intentions. Looking at it as a investigator, a person that like understands a person just by viewing them. You immediately know that it is a topographical map. You can see that where he's pointed out where the blood bags would be is about 3 stories up and a couple of hallways down into what appears to be left from your position.
Okay.
But you also do see these little bureaus that he's put in. Doesn't say what it is, but every
Andy,
floor.
You forgot the legend.
Yeah, he did. He definitely doesn't have a scale map at the bottom, you know. He doesn't have a key, you know what I mean. But there seems to be things upon your path as you would go up.
Okay. I would point all that stuff out to the group
Okay, no problem.
so we all know what's going on and where we need to go in case anything happens and we get separated. We'll have an idea of where the objective is.
Sure.
Fucking Warhol.
No legend.
Yeah, right. The lights flicker in and then flicker back out. You hear the songs. It's almost like a Christmas harmony. Sorry, you got me going on. But we all do agree that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Sorry, at me if you want. It's a Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
At us all.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, right.
We will fight you.
Roll for initiative. You hear, it's a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best place of the year. You know what I mean? Like as the power goes in and out, as you guys are walking down the map indicated. You do see stairways on the side. You see, like different rooms that are open.
Before we walk, Kai goes over and grabs a TNT and puts it back in his bag
Okay, right. Yeah, right.
and turns it off.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You go back up. Something you do notice, though, is where Frank had lifted up the marble slab itself. Like, you take into account and you look at your own strength and, like the size of this table. You know what I mean? Like, he was waiting to see what was happening next. He didn't pull a weapon. He was literally going to use this marble slab as his, as his pat. So, but you see not claw marks because he doesn't grow out like you, but you just see the small breaks and shatters into what he was doing, and that he had lifted it up. He was just waiting to see what was going to go happen next. So that does dawn on you to go pick up that TNT.
Back in the bag.
Yeah, back in the back, no problem. Actually, there's a little mag lock.
Yeah.
It just goes right onto it. Yeah. All right, you've worked that up. All right.
Well, I thought about it on the last one. I was like, I better grab my stuff.
Yeah, right. Achievement unlocked. No, as you walk back to your group, the doors are all those swing-in only doors that are in hospitals. The wire frames and all those square windows as you're walking through. To not see hospital staff is very creepy in a hospital, especially with the fluorescent lights that line the entire hallway, flickering in and flickering out. You got a couple options. You have either you can take the escalator or you can go down to the stairs. It would obviously be closely similar to it, in the same area.
So by escalator, you mean elevator or?
Yeah, elevator. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're in the mall?
Yeah, right. It's not Allegiant Stadium.
It's okay. I speak Robbie. I'll translate. It's
We
okay.
get halfway up the escalator, it breaks, and we're just stuck
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, right.
Kai and
What do we
Brody
do
are-
now?
Right. Okay, guys. So
It only becomes stairs.
there's two
Mission,
things.
Hammond.
One, we have no idea what's in the staircases, and two, we don't know that we can get all the way up in the elevator. So
Especially with the power going in and out.
exactly. So stairs.
Yeah.
Stairs seems like the most logical choice.
Yeah.
I'll take point.
Safer, sort of.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
So we don't
More
have to
reactable.
Climb through a hatch
Yeah.
and then climb up and then open the door.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Right. Yeah.
You make a small corner to go, and how hospitals have like those big escalators for elevators for
Transferring patients.
yeah,
in the
right
beds.
in
Yeah.
the beds,
Right.
right. Like you come and you just see like the door closing, and it's just on a poor nurse's arm that just like you can see just blood and gore that is just drifting, and like you can almost hear it drip like down the elevator shaft. Obviously, she's been dead for you're gonna guess 2 days. Definitely no heartbeat, but the door just keeps on kink, on the arm.
I'm gonna go over and just kind of kick her arm in so the doors close.
Ding.
Nobody needs that.
Starts going up.
Doesn't the smell bother you?
After all of this time, no,
Still gets to me a little.
no, not me.
You see the door. Obviously, it's been tried to be kicked in. You see dents on there. In fact, you see a large gash on it, as if somebody had like used a fire axe to try to get through it. That axe is not stuck in the door anymore, but you do cursory glance. You can see it like discarded. Don't
I
know what
will
the backstory
pick up the
is.
axe.
Nice.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Don't pass up a weapon.
Yeah, right.
Right. You got the red sheath on it. It's only about big, larger than a hatchet, moon shaped, and a little spike at the end to either break glass or cut down something.
Or skulls.
Skull. In this case,
Split wigs.
probably some skulls.
It's been a frustrating week. We're smashing some skulls.
All right, the door is in front of you. Obviously, people have been trying to kick it in, so you see little indentations on it. You're going to have to muscle your way through it, whoever wants to try to get that going.
Perhaps strength in melee.
Yeah, they can work at the
This is the door into the stairwell?
Yeah.
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9.
9. Okay. Come on, baby. Don't you let me down. Okay. 6s?
Yeah.
Okay, so that cancels that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4? 4. You go to throw your shoulder in the first time, and like, it's not just the lock. The lock breaks. And then you're like, oh, the fuck is that? 4 successes. You go in again and boom, put your shoulder into it. It's a double action, same roll. And the moment you go through, you hear like things falling down the actual stairwell that goes deeper into the basement of the hospital.
So is it like a barricade?
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
had barricaded this door.
Okay. Well, that's not a good
Yeah,
sign.
right. You can hear the little dings, ding, ding, ding as you come down. You see it was just like different gurneys that had been like thrown down. You can see different equipment. I mean, people probably throwing down hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of medical gear just to make sure that this door was blocked.
Do we then hear the goblin war drums start?
Yeah, right. You son of a toque! No, yeah.
Hey, don't bring Canadians into this.
I was watching-
of hobbits, not hats.
I was watching Letterkenny all morning.
Yeah.
Because guess what they don't have in Ireland? Fucking Hulu.
Really?
What?
So I've been watching The Office
You need a
over there.
VPN.
VPN, yeah.
I know that's what everybody keeps telling me, but I haven't figured out how the fuck to do it yet.
It's cheap.
All right, I'll
Cheap.
figure it out.
Also, there's a new season coming on like
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
If-
The
Nuh-uh.
26th,
If,
yeah.
if Sir Shark is watching, we'll happily sponsor us.
I'll even go to Letterkenny and I'll stream from Letterkenny, Ireland.
Oh, really?
I could.
Yeah.
That's cool. We'll like it. We'll make a live video of it. So sponsor us.
Yeah.
Hey, that just popped up. Is that what it should pop up?
What popped up? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why that did that. Okay, continue. I'll deal with this. Hello, Poppet.
It's yeah. Hello.
Sorry.
Like in Stairways when it finally
Hello,
does
pop-up.
Yeah. Right. Parlay. Is that right? Yeah. Like when a government building does get hit with a natural disaster or anything, and it does finally click onto its generators, that on the stairwells there's always that emergency lighting. There's a little battery life in there, but it comes down to its LEDs. So all you see is this cascade of red that comes all the way up. It does have like a little tracer of up and down. That's the only other lights that you see coming up.
All right. Kai, can your visor see if there's any?
Probably, but does he know how?
Right. Any heat signatures or anything in here?
Yeah, damn it.
No habla visor.
Oh, right. With Auspex,
Yeah,
you
well-
can probably tell.
I know. Thanks, Mel.
You're welcome.
Why don't you give me a intelligence and technology to see like how your user menu is going?
Oh, boy.
Sorry, Sean.
That's okay. We got to get it out of the way anyways. It's level 1. I know that one.
Right. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 2. No, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, as you're scrolling through, you finally figure out that it's at the very dead center is actually your user menu. It almost is like a.
It looks like a gear, just like the settings.
Yeah, right. As you scroll down,
Oh,
you go through Gaelic first, followed by Indian, followed by Cantonese, and then finally you land on English or any other language that you probably are. I mean, there's probably a lot of language you speak at this point, being this old, but you figure out one that you'd like.
Is that a shot at me or Kai?
Yeah, right. Compliant. Like, how can we help you today? It's in your head. Like you hear it in your
Yes.
headphones.
So, I'm trying to use heightened sense, I think, on that.
Okay. Why don't you read it for the class at home?
All right. The vampire sense is sharpened to a pretty...
Preternatural?
Yeah, this is the best.
Are you sure you don't want to just read off the
Give
book?
me the...
Live play, live play.
Yes? Oh, you need some help?
Yep.
Got you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
That's great for the audio.
Yep. Have fun editing later at me.
Are the vampire senses sharpened to a
Preternatural.
preternatural degree, giving them the ability to see pitch darkness, hear ultrasonic frequencies, and smell the fear of the cowering prey.
All right.
I don't think there was anything specifically for thermal, though, right?
No, but that mixed with your visor should give you.
Yeah, it'll digitize essentially your
Yeah.
Auspex ability. So how do you ask him for that? Well, I mean,
Hey,
like,
Siri.
yeah, essentially, I am navigator.
Can I invoke, I don't know, sight of some sort?
Visors are currently operating at optimal system.
Evade.
You got,
Engage.
yeah, right. He's like visors. Yeah, you just hear again visor. Like this is going to work. You just got to figure out a way to ask it. Visor is optimal system analysis.
Optical senses, sensors,
Thermal.
thermal sensors.
Yeah, like-
yeah.
Activate thermal sensors.
Compliant.
Aye!
All right. You start to see.
Activate air conditioner.
Yeah, compliant. Actually, very nice. Like it just actually it shoots his feet down. Yeah,
It's pleasant.
Yeah, and you see like little tracer bars, like and it's picking up things that will be higher up. You know what I mean? Like one. You're going 3 levels up, you know, from the map and the explanation from Bogey. You know that there is 3 creatures up here in one pile on the next landing. Target acquired.
So everybody, we see 3.
Living?
I'm seeing 3 creatures above us.
Are they
Are
alive?
they
they
hot
moving?
signatures or cold?
Right?
You got to ask.
Yeah. Identify creatures or elaborate.
Round, large. Seems to be multiple heartbeats in one creature.
Oh boy.
Fucking beach ball rats.
Yeah.
They explode good.
They do.
But they are quite vicious.
So what do you got?
Have we encountered them?
You have
Yeah.
not fought one yet.
Okay, but we did.
We did see
You,
them.
you've seen
being-
how
Yeah.
they're created.
Yeah.
Like you've seen.
Yeah,
like,
we
yeah.
saw it had multiple heads and stuff like that, and it was really disgusting and creepy.
Does my targeting system have any type of weapon?
Targeting now compliant. You hear zzz, spooling.
Yeah.
It's going.
Alexa, stop it.
Stop listening to me.
You hear. I am the navigator, and it shoots.
Okay, so you've already triggered Siri. Now Alexa, Echo,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, right. His name is
Everybody in this.
he's the navigator. I mean
Navigator?
that's what he like.
Navigator.
Yeah. Right. Like you have to duck your head as it like shoots up. You're not being actually. Yep. Why don't you give me a D20 roll?
Oh, man.
You're just looking for 50-50 here. Underneath 10,
And that
you.
chunky D20
Yeah,
is
right.
back, baby.
Underneath 10, you're not going up. Over 10, you just see.
Time, man.
Yeah, right.
4.
You s-
4.
That's even worse than I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, right. You see like Kai like rushing to like try to stop, like try to put the catapult back in the thing as he's trying to push down. His hands part very quickly as he goes, oh shit! And you just go, fine, fuck it. Head down to the side, head down as he's as he's now being sprung up the stairway.
Me up there?
Well, yes,
I thought I
it's,
was propelling rockets, not myself.
you don't have rockets yet.
I know.
Well, you can ask. Who knows
No,
who knows what's in the system, man?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm Rocket Man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know what? You kind of fly for a second. You even hear on your Father, I do appreciate the giant. He can fly. You know that?
Wahoo.
Yeah, right. As you go up, but this will give you a surprise round on the rats. The rest of you see this. He is one flight up. The rats and multiple heads. You see, like when you see a dog or a cat in the yard, and your domicile's lit up, those green pupils that look. Unfortunately, it's
Takes off the woo, and he's still got the woo.
yeah, right.
Inception.
Fucking down to the heart, baby. Yeah, right.
See what's on. I got a tattoo also.
As you land, by the way,
Nice.
gracefully, it's not like you crash into the wall. The system is smart enough at this point to have taken its new tech, have ideas about it, and kind of like drops you right in front. You land in a crunch, in a crouch as you look up and you see these eyes, these glowing in the light eyes, like 1, 2, 3, and there's like one single creature that has 4 heads on it. This one has 2 heads. This one has 6. You can start hearing the scuttering of like them. Completely taken off guard. They weren't expecting a giant mech armor to show up in front of them. You'll get an action before they do, as the rest of your friends are running up.
I dropped that TNT again.
Kill it! Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire!
No, I don't want to drop stuff on it.
Yeah, we need to be able to get up there.
Well, we can fly, apparently. So,
You can fly.
Yeah.
He can fly. He can fly.
so it's one with multiple heads, right?
Yeah. Well, all of them have multiple heads.
It's 3 with
Three with
multiple heads.
multiple heads.
Yeah.
You're just seeing that those eyes that you catch a cat when they're out prowling the yard. Like that's the glare that they have.
I'm going to. I have one action,
You have one action.
one
You can
two-armed action.
Yeah, yeah.
Bolty attack.
Yeah, if you want to do like a double slice, I
Or like a
mean,
helicopter move.
you want to blend her up?
Yeah.
All right.
Blender them.
Yeah, all right. All
Always
right.
go bad.
Why don't you make, as the rest of you just see all of that, you can hear, especially Elise, when Kai's doing his helicopter, you can hear the metal, like, you know what I mean?
I love the helicopter.
Yeah, right.
It's
This is so much better in person. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he even makes the noises. No,
you see Elise just get a big smile across her face as she's running up the stairs.
He's doing the helicopter thing.
Good
Yeah,
memories. Good memories.
why don't you give me a? It's getting hot in here, man. Jacket.
You're welcome.
No,
It's-
yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right. We're gonna make us for your helicopter move. We'll not be using strength because it will be using dexterity. I'll consider that a
Yeah, it
using
is.
both. Yeah, it is. Yeah, baby. So that is a dexterity and melee.
I'm just wiping my eyes this whole episode. I love you so much, Margie. Oh my god. Oh.
It's a good helicopter so far.
So not.
Oh, hold on. Let me say it one more time. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not 3. So it's not just a.
No,
It's a
triple
whoop, whoop,
helicopter.
whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, right. Yeah, all right. So the one on the bottom is just a gyroscope for you, keeping it alive. Yeah, all right. That's why the cod piece is so big, apparently. No,
My glasses are fogging up.
yeah. It does have a chance to dodge.
See, I told him.
One,
Practice with
two.
the hula hoop work.
Right?
It's all in the hips.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't. So what it does is you were going on the ground, and it's really hard to to guess where this thing is going, like its roots, because it has so many different arms and appendages, like a back leg, like a full big one on this one. Is one of the more absurd nastiness part of it, like this gnarled leg, and it tips down and it goes up in the air. You're able to catch it, but it's like a soccer ball because it has the cage and it's filled with pretty much air. It absorbs a bit of your attack and bounces off the wall. You guys see this thing now coming back down the stairs, like. But that attack wasn't completely useless because this thing's going to be quite stunned even with all of its heads. As you look down and throw both swords up and kind of pincer out, one pointing at each other things. And now it's aware that you're there. It is now your guys' turn as one of these as it comes up to you looking at all of you.
Pointy end of the axe.
All right, you guys all have an action on this.
All right. Let me put my glasses back on so I can see my dots. Okay. What would you like?
That would be, well, it depends on how you're attacking it. You're just going to go like Hulk smash style, like.
Well, a little bit more finesse than that, but more Hulk than finesse. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me what finesse with an axe looks like.
Very spinny.
You want to Thor hammer this bitch? I can
sort
get,
of.
I can get down
Yeah.
with it. So like as you toss, because it's just a different roll. Depends on how you attack and different damage. So like as you like take it and you do one of those overhand catches, like like as you're just like very baton spinner as you come down, you see it goes and like about to like come at you as you go to make your attack. Give me for a finesse weapon that would be a dexterity and melee. Easier to hit, but less impact.
Okie dokie. Oh, I gotta get rid of these. Forgot those were in there. Okay. Still crying. Okay,
It's a bit hot in here today. We'll open the door and
1,
break.
2, 3, 4.
No, it's
Four.
a lot of Margie over there. I mean, she's definitely turning up. Four is definitely enough. And you're coming down with the spike, right?
Yeah.
As it was going to go up for it, like your hand switches in between every single one of your tosses was either like flat blade or like spike, flat blade, spike. As it comes up to jump, you go, and you hear it go. Some of it starts to deflate. It starts clawing at your axe itself, just like still the eyes. One of the eyes goes dead. The other arms and hands are still crawling at you, but you feel like you've done some serious damage. What would you guys like to do? Continue up the stairs to go up Kai? These are some tough creatures. You just saw a really good hit from Militissa, and it's still, you know what I mean, like trying to get at her.
I would like to try to kick it off of her axe to the center of the stairwell. Like,
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. That's going to be a dexterity.
I mean, these things can't be very fast coming up the stairs.
Yeah,
Right? They're
true,
a ball. They're
true.
a ball.
This is true.
Yeah, dexterity. It's like
Down the stairs should be ways, like
yeah,
a
right.
slinky.
Yeah, right. That's a very what's it? Kung Fu Panda, my biggest enemy. Stairs. No, all right. So give me a dexterity and athletics
Get that.
as you.
Me too. Me too.
I gotta learn that duck's accent in that movie. It's so good.
The what, sorry?
In Kung Fu Panda, like his father.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta learn
5.
that. 5? Yeah. Like you Pele this bitch. Like you run up and because it's on a stairwell and she was a little bit higher from you when she goes into the attack, so like she was climbing stairs.
So I do the front flip.
Oh yeah, just like the full backflip. Like
Okay.
as you run up and just kick right in the dead center of it. You can both see just like the string of like goo that like stretching off of her axe itself, and you just hear it go almost as it like falls all the way down.
Nice.
But you do feel you don't feel like you've killed it,
Right.
but you definitely have inconvenienced it enough to not currently be a problem. Now, Bogey, your friend is still up. You do have your 2 compatriots in front of you. It feels like this particular rat has been taken care of. And you've learned some new information. Puncturing it, good. Deflate rat. Throwing it downstairs, bad backward slinky.
So first, look at my little friend on my shoulder and say, "Be a distraction, but stay safe."
Yes, father, of course.
Oh.
And then I charge up.
I'm like, who's his friend? Never mind. Never mind.
The ravens.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, right. You see both
my friend is
ravens.
Sean Connery. Thank you very
That's
much.
right. That's right. I remember. I remembered right before I said it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Ladies, you looking back as Bogey is starting to charge up these stairs, splitting the two of you because you guys both just spent your action. You're just resetting yourself, grabbing onto the rail after that amazing back kick. You're kind of like looking at the goo that's like hanging off. It's a sickly green color.
Imagine I just like,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, right. As you start to swing, you all just see like a cacophony of like black feathers as these 2 ravens just crisscross as they're going through, molting past of you. Kai, you've like staring down these two horrific creatures. You see just them start to circle within this small hallway. Ravens are big, so that's actually like their wings are like brushing the edges of this actual stairway itself. There is a landing that you're standing on, so you're not on like an incline or anything. One does go down. It's Petunia first. Petunia comes down for a bite, and that single claw comes in. You can see like the nail about to dig into it, and one of the rat arms come up and just swat it out of the way. The rat does make it spins it though, so not completely useless, but no damage on there.
Dizzy?
Yes, like if you would take a beach ball and spin it. You know what I mean? Like it's currently going on one single axis. That guy will be easier to attack on the next round. All right, Papa, I have found my reason to live. As he comes on down with his single claw, and like he gets purchased in, brings it up, and then he drops it. It got through one of the tail sections, like it was an asshole that he perfectly plugged himself into. Picks it up and drops it. Yeah, right.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Targeting acquired. You know what I mean? Like, he definitely. There's a good reference. It's rattling in there that I just lost. Anyway, but he's able to pick up the beach ball rat and drop it down. He doesn't get it down the hallway, but you do see, unlike its friend that just made it easier to attack, this actually made some damage to it. So part of the skin wrapping around the hexagonal cage that surrounds these different pieces of rat, that part, so is mobility, which is like one of their strongest attributes, has been decreased.
Nice.
All right. Because now you get to continue going up. That was like your bonus action, because these are pretty much, think D&D world, these are kind of like your bonus action.
That's why I wasn't sure
Yeah.
how you wanted to play that.
Yeah, well, that's how we're going to use it at the time. You know what I mean? We can really nail that down later, but we'll use that for the moment.
It's like Felicia the Flamingo.
Yes. So as you continue to bond up past your two friends, you do crest the landing. You can get one strike on this or a shot. Unfortunately, since you used your Burge, no ability to be used.
Right.
That's the trade-off?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm coming up the steps. I'm going to try and punch one.
With your saw blade fist?
Yeah.
All right. That would be brawl. That would be strength. Strength and brawl.
That's what I was hoping. That's an 8 dice pool.
Which one are you targeting? The top one or the one that just...
Which one would be closest to the top of the stairwell?
They're both kind of flanking Kai. So Kai's like in the middle, like with his, like two swords pointed one at each other, unless you have a different stance you want to be in.
No, I'm
So
good.
I kind of adopted that for you.
No,
I should have asked.
It makes sense. I actually like that.
Yeah, right. So like he's kind of like playing guard
Yeah.
because you already made his like big initial
I think we're
move.
going to go for the one that already took some damage.
All right, no problem. The prince is plugged. All right, so we're going to be going to the one on his right.
Four.
Well, pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right,
that's not
right.
bad.
For all those not goods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, that's-
Well,
I mean,
it was 8 dice pool.
right, yeah. Yep, let's give him a chance
With
to
no ones.
react. No good reaction. You're going to do some serious pain to this guy. As you go in, like, you take a moment, you see, like, Kai is definitely fending one off. You actually, like, as you slide in, like, because it's on the ground, right? Smaller target. You can see some of the eyes training on you, looking at you. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's why I figured as I'm coming up the steps, I can reach out.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, so you want to stay on the steps and just kind of make a reach through,
Yeah,
like a
as
belly
I'm-
slide almost, because they would be like on against you. You'd have to slide somehow.
More like a 3-point stance, one hand on the ground and just.
And then
lean
just
into
leaning
So
into
that way
it,
I'm
cool.
not coming up because Kai's got to be right there.
Yeah, right.
So I don't want to knock into him. So
Sure.
I'm sort of coming underneath of his weapons.
Oh, I'm digging on it. So, Kai, you get a moment of inference. Being such a good friend with Bogey, you know that he knows what he tries to anticipate your next move. You can feel that bone saw that he has, that is pretty much his brass knuckle, slide against one of your katanas, and you know immediately that you can now focus directly on the other rat because he's now going to engage that one. As you slide in, like one of the faces were about to go, and you see the scream of, and it like splits the jaw, and you can feel it purse all the way through the actual beach ball rat itself. As you lift your hand up in triumph, you do realize it hasn't completely died, and it is still like it's at the tip of your guy, and it's slowly like one hand is pulling itself deeper into your
Oh my God,
into
that's
your hand thing.
horrifying.
You can feel the blood and gore starting to drip down your forearm as it's just I want to kill you. You know what I mean? Like as it's like trying to get
Nice
to you.
and warm and
Yeah,
steady.
right. Yeah, but like it's more of a but I mean like it's still dangerous, not dead, but it is now has no movement speed at all. So it's pretty much stuck upon you. All it can do is, and every 2 inches it takes is going to take more damage because pulling itself
Look,
down.
I got a new weapon.
You know, like, I mean, it's just completely horrible.
Beach ball rat
All
ballistic.
right,
Yeah.
all right. Now the rats will get a turn. The spinny rat is going to try to be unspinny for a second. The other rat you kicked down just far too far. Don't even have to roll for it. He may be a problem if you want to go back down the same way. Maybe we'll, rats live in basements. You just maybe sent the general down to get another flock. So you don't know that. But he will try to stop spinning. 2 10s. So he does stop spinning, but that will end his action, unfortunately. So he has full movement speed when you try to hit him next. But it took all of that. You can hear the little nails scratch as he finally does stop moving. And you're the starter.
Now you have a stationary target.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way better as a top though, because he would have been down to 5s to hit
Right.
instead
So
of
you
6.
have one on your arm.
Yep.
There's one down at the bottom that's working its way up.
Or going to get reinforcements.
Yeah, we don't know. It just
He's too far away for us to know what he's
Right.
doing.
So we don't
Yeah.
know where he is.
Yep. All you've heard is.
If it was down there, and I threw a TNT with a couple of them.
Oh,
with
you
it,
definitely could.
I could
If
get
that's
them all, and then we wouldn't have to worry about them doing
yeah,
anything.
if that's what you want to do.
I'm just trying to figure out how I can get yours off too.
From the Escher painting, because you had such a high success on that on 7s, you've ascertained by his very weird 3D model is that it's about 4 level basements down. So you were on the top run, you went up 1, so there would be 5 levels down to the bottom.
okay.
I'm sure that you said I explained the map, so,
Yeah, so-
that would have
Yeah.
been explained to everybody in the group.
The extra little things that he had on the map, is that like we know that
You would have been able to on your turn. You can ascertain that.
okay.
But on your turn as a bonus action, if you want to figure that out, I mean it's obvious, but it does take an action to figure out pieces of information on a map. So you could use that as your bonus action, or you could just continue this melee and figure that out later. But I will say yes, that was essentially what he was trying to look at.
Kai smash.
Yeah. Immediately want to stick the TNT to him and throw them both down the.
Oh, use him as like a rat bomb.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean,
Hey,
more
mine's
like
already got a hole.
putting it on his chest and then kicking him with it.
Fair enough.
But
Stick it inside.
yeah.
Well, I
Well,
got he's already got a hole.
your guy.
Yeah, he's on my blade. If you pull it off, shove it right down that mouth.
What
that
about
I
the other
split.
guy that's still standing and now
Yeah.
not spinning?
I don't know.
You don't
We
want to
got-
get
we got
attacked
the
by.
girls to help with
Just
that,
letting
too.
you know, I know you guys never fought these other than Melinda. These things are exceptionally dangerous when they get together.
So I'd like to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the TNT
All right.
and try to punch it into its bally chest,
Okay.
and
Sure.
also kind of lead it and throw it out to let it fall down the center towards where I think that other guy is.
If you don't want the information, because I'll make it more costly to you, I'll give you 2 options. Because you already know that those other pieces of the drawing were other collections. So they're going to end up with a surprise round on you as you go up. Or you can use so that could be your bonus action, and then your attack would be to stick this thing into its gullet, but you can't throw it yet.
Yeah.
Or you could stick this thing into the gullet and chuck it down, but not get the information.
I feel like I should get the information.
Nope, it's completely up
Yeah,
to
I
you.
Yeah, I'm going to get the information.
All right. Let's do your attack first. So that would be strength and athletics. No, is melee bigger from you? Because you can consider this as a weapon.
Melee's large.
Yeah, go strength and melee because you're trying to plunge it through. It's not dexterous. You're not trying to fence something off. You're just
It's like
trying to.
stab it with a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, right. Well, that's exactly what he's trying to do. So yes, yes.
One, two, three, three.
3.
Got to the center.
Yeah.
Only one success. Yes, you plunge it in, and now like you and Bogey kind of both looking at each other with rats on a stick. You know what I mean? Right. That's fantastic. I mean, like, and you hear in your head more projectiles thought in front of us. Higher problems. Now you have that information so they won't get a surprise round as they start to roll down the stairs or try to attack. Ladies, what would you like to do?
Can I tell them incoming since they probably don't hear my stuff?
Because you've used your action in the way that you have,
Yep.
I say that gets disseminated throughout the group. However you want to explain that for them.
Incoming. We got more.
Okay. Instead of sticking to the stairs, I want to try to jump between floors to get up ahead of them. To either try to close a door or.
Yeah, you could get up to the next landing.
Yeah.
You want to use that as your action?
Well, yeah, if movement and closing a door is an action, then yeah.
Two flights of stairs would
Yeah.
be, you know what I mean? Like you could get up to them without any action, you know what I mean? Like, or you could get ahead of them with an action.
Okay, well, I'll get ahead of them with an action.
All right, that's going to be bring it down to 4. It's real super
Okay.
easy for you. It's going to be your dexterity and athletics.
Dex and F. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -4. Okay, so no ones. Okay, that's a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, that's great. That's a great success. As you come up, you do like have a glimpse as you're passing through the two guys of them like cheersing the rats on both of their on their
Yeah.
projectiles. There's a little bit of enjoyment.
And I'm like,
there.
of course, yeah.
As like
Yeah.
right. As you get up to your landing, you're starting to hearing scurrying coming from down the hallway. You see one of the rats come in, like starting to come through the door. You kick it closed. Part of those things are now blockaded as long as you keep your foot there.
Okay.
The door seems to be damaged in some degree. Somebody either tried to kick in or kick down this door, whatever it may be. But it will take either a door jam or something to stop these from coming in. But you have currently stopped that particular floor's amount of people. All right, Elise, what would you like to do?
So I have blink, and it's swiftly close in on into a target, engaging or escaping in the blink of an eye. To the unprepared observer, you almost appear to teleport. Rush of wind, the only sign of your passing.
Okay, and where are you going?
To the first target, the first thing that's not already on their. Like, so those guys have things stabbed. So I'm straight to the very next target that's
To
in
the next target. That is actually
stairwell.
one up from actually Militissa. So
It's a blood. I don't
Yep.
have a pen.
Oh, blood dice.
is it a check or?
It just says one.
I think it's free.
one blood drop.
Yeah.
It says cost blood.
Okay, so you got to roll a blood dice.
Okay. 6.
Okay.
You're good. Dead center. All right. you're the only one that picks it up because of your new system targeting.
PC load letter. What the fuck is that?
Boom. Like you do it like in literally 3 jumps. Like Militissa was more like like making that full action, expending all of her vampiric strength to get up there. You pretty much like bound like from one floor to the next. You do hear in your head, what was that? As you get up to the next one, swift backhand to the butt for Militissa as you go up to the third. You sit there, not out of wind. You're ready, both hands going to your straps on your legs as you pull out, as you see 5 of these things that have now started to cluster. They were starting to move down, like as if they were going to start rolling down the stairs. And you, like, the first one is right, like, nose to muzzle of your gun as it looks up, and if a rat could go, oh shit, you know what I mean?
So I want to shoot the first one and the third one.
You can get. You've just used a blood point. You got one.
No?
Yeah.
Just 2 guns.
I have 2 guns.
Just 2 guns.
You said I reached for my hips.
Yeah.
A helicopter move.
I
kind
pulled
of.
out both
right.
guns.
All right.
Unerring game. Like, how many things do I need to say?
She came all the way from Ireland.
That is true. You know what? I'll even bring it down to motherfucking 5s for that flight.
Yay!
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got some decks and some firearms. Oh, by the way, I will give a inspiration point to who stabbed the first one and made the first rat popsicle. You got an inspiration point.
Nice.
Not inspiration, willpower
Willpower,
point.
yeah.
So 4 on the first one.
All right. That face like implodes. Like you can see both ears like disconnect and in your speedy way.
3 on the second one.
This was the second one at the very last moment had moved out of the way, but you do take out a leg and an arm for the other one. You definitely hurt the first one much more. It's reeling in pain. First of all, they're very shocked. The other one is more of a mobility check is what it's going to have to do. It doesn't move quite as fast. But you do take a moment, and you look up, and you see those little reflecting eyes staring back at you. And I think we're going to take our first break right here.
Okay, just give me a second. A second.
Margie's back.
Margie's back.
Margie's back.
Margie's back. What am I doing? Oh, right. I gotta go here.
I'm doing the dad dance, man.
And
Making stars happen.
invisible. Hey, we'll be right back.
Fair fucking enough.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.
Well, hello, fellow travelers through the podcast airwaves. I'm Nathan.
I'm Jake.
I'm Jamie.
And oh, look what's this? Why, it's something we made I'd like to tell you about. It's Knight's Quest.
Knight's Quest is a fantasy RPG podcast where the three of us use dice and our imaginations to write a story together.
We're putting some wacky characters through whatever situations we can think of to tell an interesting story, and it's improvised, so we don't even know where it's going to go next.
Sometimes we buy socks. Sometimes we talk about bread. And sometimes we accidentally summon the god of chaos.
Just an average Friday here on Knight's Quest.
And with an original musical score for every episode, you won't want to miss anything that's happening in our story here at Knight's Quest, every other Friday, wherever podcasts can be found.
Yeah, we'll play some dodgeball and we'll get thrown in the dungeon by the king. It's fine. We'll do it all here on Knight's Quest.
ho, ho, ho. This sounds brutal. I like this podcast. Oh, hello. My name is Pira. I come from the Emberclaw Pride, which is in the realm of Talia. I have to travel around with a group called the D&D Apocalypse Tour. We were chosen by the gods to sort out everything that's wrong with the realm. The group consists of an awkward Medusa named Minove, who likes to blow things up. We've got a very annoying evil cat who I hate, whose name is Salem, and a rather strange turtle named Thal, who has these very weird prophetic powers. And I can set myself on fire when I get very angry. So if you want to listen to our shenanigans, look for us, the D&D Apocalypse Tour, wherever you get your podcasts.
Quiet on set! Action!
Attention Deficit and Hyperactive Dragons, ADHD, is a real play D&D podcast following the events of four dumbasses and their friends trying their best to play a tabletop game.
My name is Audrey and I play Velvet the Herringon Ranger, who is just as lovable as she is batshit crazy.
My name's Caleb and I play Dr. Rosalind Rose Thompson, a bookish archaeologist with a taste for murder.
I play Xylas Ramsbottom, a delightfully stuck-up high-elf druid.
And I'm Daniel, the Dungeon Master for this wonderful mess. Check us out if you want a roller coaster adventure, poor decisions, good storytelling, and an indiscriminate use of spells.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have an agreement. with a group of hags who call themselves the Hourglass Coven. You see, they can come and go into the Witchlight Carnival as they please to steal from naughty patrons. But what happens when those patrons come back years later looking for those lost things? Find out as Wizards and Wine takes on The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. 2 tables playing through the same adventure. One table more thoughtful, kind, and bold in their actions. The other table more decisive, more adventurous, a little more prone to taking risks. The actions of each table influences the gameplay of the other. Find out how it all shakes out with Wizards and Wine, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. You can catch the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, and you can catch the live stream on Mondays. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. We hope to see you at the carnival very soon.